Losing Ben Hargreaves in Umbrella Academy is never shown on screen. So how is it that the characters and the fans both feel the weight of losing him? The mystery is compelling to fans, and its gravity keeps pulling people into this burgeoning series. Put simply, Ben brings the hype.
How much do you want for it?
In a universe where 7 orphan children are adopted for their unique powers, everything should feel special. The fights and teamwork shown through the first season certainly live up to that expectation. However, it's the statue of number 6, Ben, that left the most complete mark on fans. Man, we really want to know what happened to the horror. Seriously, with a superhero name that bizarre, you can't help but already be interested in his life.
Can we go home now?
The show brings up a lot of Ben's backstory despite the fact that he's gone, which leads us to question that aspect of the show.
Probably would have been better with some wind.
We want to examine if number 6 is truly gone and what events might have led him to being the only member of the Umbrella Academy to lose his life. To jump into the theories is going to take a lot of background first. This series is completely taking viewers by surprise, and many people joining this video are likely just beginning their journey into the Umbrella Academy and its characters. We hear the groans from those of you who want all the theory and none of the backstory, but we feel that context is important. So here is the quickest summary that we can muster. Umbrella Academy is a Netflix original series adapted from the Dark Horse comics of the same name. The creator, Gerard Way, independently wrote the first edition for Dark Horse Comics. The story centers around a strange day when a multitude of women across the globe had babies despite not being pregnant the day before. Yes, that premise is strange. Don't worry, it only gets weirder. There are an estimated 43 people born that day with powers. A man named Sir Reginald Hargreaves adopts the 7 children he can find after the event. They're trained to be superheroes as their powers are studied and the collective group is instructed about how to behave.
Concentrate, number 7.
Think of it like the Avengers forming while they're all babies. It's going to lead to an interesting life growing up. Sure enough, that's what happens here.
Don't move.
The kids are all grown up by the time we're introduced to them. Again, quickly, here's the team. There's Luther, who goes by Spaceboy, Diego, who goes by the Kraken, Allison, who goes by the Rumor, Klaus, who goes by the Seance, a character with no name who goes by the Boy, and Vanya, who goes by the White Violin. However, one of the original 7 is missing. His superhero name was the Horror. He's capable of using his body as a gateway to other dimensions where mysterious creatures lie. The most common forms shown are these tentacles that come out of his body. His name is Ben Hargreaves. Ben being the odd man out is strange in too many ways to list. We'd be here all day if we wanted to get stuck on the dynamics his story offers. No, instead we'll spend the time we have talking about what the plot says about number 6, and what the comic book details as well. Knowing all this can help us branch out into the theories revolving around his survival. After all, he can't survive if we don't know what caused him to die in the first place. Flashbacks throughout the first season reflect a young boy with a reluctance toward his destiny.
I didn't sign up for this.
He's uninterested in the valor of being a superhero. His powers don't feel like a special gift to him. We know that Ben wants nothing more than to live a life of ease. The problem is his natural affinity towards pleasing people. Luther and Sir Reginald easily pressure number 6 into these fights with supervillains. His superhero role is formed out of a duty towards his team members and adopted father. Furthermore, the comics reveal the attachment Ben has to these 2 men. Diary entries highlight his wish to avoid the superhero life. He is described as a caring soul, which contrasts his role on the team. It seems that our young hero was forced to fight by more charismatic personalities. Still, the most interesting insight we get into Ben's life comes from his relationship with Klaus. Normally, number 4 is able to use his powers to connect with those who've passed, but it's explained to us that it only works when he isn't high or intoxicated.
Why, Klaus?
The trouble is, Klaus is a recovering addict, if you could even call it that.
You're crazy, man.
Anyways, the only soul he is able to connect with while his abilities are limited is Ben. The Horror holds a special place in the team's heart. Klaus has him hanging over his life as a guardian angel. Klaus is often in troubling situation and looks to Ben to help him out.
Let's go.
It's safe to say the description of number 6 being a caring soul is clearly shown in the television show as well.
Said with love.
However, there is a lot more to glean off his interactions with Klaus than just his personality. Tons of theories can be touched on relating to what happened to Ben as well. So let's move on to this part of the theory now. For starters, Klaus normally sees the deceased in the form they were when they passed. Despite the statue of the Umbrella Academy displaying a younger version of Ben, the soul Klaus talks with frequently is clearly an adult. Even in the comics, it's understood Ben was lost during a fight the team went on as adults. Many of the team blame Luther for the accident in the comics, but Gerard Way has since remarked that they all bear some responsibility. However, the exact details that led to Ben's untimely split from the team is not clear. We do know that it caused all of the Umbrella Academy to go their separate ways. Back to Klaus, because his powers may illuminate some more clues to what happened. See, there are no marks on Ben. He appears completely normal from what we can see.
No, I don't.
Real quickly, we want to pause here. What we're about to say may be sensitive to some viewers. It's likely that Ben was poisoned, or that the evidence is hidden beneath his jacket he always wears. The fact he bears no visible sign of his accident might mean he committed suicide to save the team. That's one dark, dark possibility. We don't want to go too far down that route. We think it's more likely his own power played a part in his demise. Think about it. Yes, Klaus sees him as an untouched, seemingly normal person. Ben doesn't appear to be drastically hurt by his death either. It's the best bet.
Is your brother here now?
You have to be a little more specific on that.
The ability to summon creatures from another dimension might have backfired on him during a mission. That's why Luther feels the most guilty, and the team blames him the most. Luther pressures him to use such an unstable power. Alright, still with us? Good. Let's run with that theory that the horror's own power absorbed him somehow. If that's the case, then Ben isn't gone forever. Perhaps Klaus's power allows him to speak to more than just those who've passed. It might be why Ben can speak to him even when Klaus is high.
You know, you don't have to do this alone.
Ben's connection is stronger because he isn't gone. Well, that or the fact that Klaus actually witnessed the incident. Both are possibilities. Think about what that offers the story in the next season. We have one character who can still speak to Ben. The entire team felt the weight of losing him, but only a single person is getting guidance from him.
Of course you do.
They're all wanderers now. The split-up had a ripple effect that dramatically hurt each of their lives. This reveal offers a big turning point. If Klaus is somehow able to discover a way to rescue Ben from his alternate dimension, then it'll invigorate the whole Umbrella Academy with a new sense of hope. It might even be the case that the horror is a key part of what causes the apocalypse that the boy witnessed. Maybe the decision becomes choosing between bringing him back and triggering the end of the world. The possibilities are endless.
All of this, it was supposed to happen.
This is our favorite theory. However, others are out there on the fringes. Some believe that Klaus is not fully aware of his ability and that he is capable of reanimating Ben. He is too disposed to realize it's actually what he's doing, and soon he'll be able to do it more often for longer periods. Eventually, the theory supposes that he will be able to manifest Ben in a normal form and as more than just a vision with time. The other theories involves the boy. Our reluctant time traveler is shaky with his abilities. We don't want to say he can easily go to the past and reshape the future. All we're saying is the amount of supernatural overtones prevalent in the series offers a lot of ways to bring Ben back. We simply think he isn't gone like the team thinks he is. If that theory turns out to be a winner, well then be sure to subscribe to Behind the Screen, because we're sure to have more theories covering it. Now the guilt can be lifted off their shoulders. The chance for redemption is provided for every character that way. The path it lays out is super tempting to go down. To be honest, it'd be a cool way to move the show forward in a later season. Well, with all that said, we actually don't think Ben needs to come back. The show still shows promise without him returning as a pivotal character. We like the dynamic the show is working on at the moment. The reason we hyper-focus on number 6 is because it makes for a great theory. What blame does each member hold for the accident? Where does Sir Reginald come into all of this? Why is Ben the one we lost? We're sure you have your own theories on all of this. Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Be sure to follow Behind the Screen for all the great theories and breakdowns you enjoy. All you have to do is hit the link down below to be automatically subscribed.